Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 100, I believe 27. Nope, 24. 24, I am mistaken. Of the Need to Nerd podcast. I'm your host, Heezy. And it's been a while, Paddy friggin' B. You've been so busy.
I have been so freaking busy. It's not even funny. I'm guessing this is our Kobe Bryant episode, the 124. 24.
Isn't that 824? Or 2248?
Maybe. I guess that, yeah, if you're combining both his numbers. I just know that, 24 was one of them. So if it is, in fact, number 124.
Shout out to the Mamba, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, we have that Mamba mentality tonight.
Last time we podcasted, we talked about doing a how to find TV shows or how to find things to watch episode. And because it's been so long, we just wanted to move on to our normal, our Need to Nerd episode. And, one, because Paddy's super busy, so we want to, make it a little easier for him. But also because, we have a lot that we haven't gotten to talk about lately. So, before we do that, don't forget to check out the Discord. The fantasy football season is almost upon us, where we will be doing our fantasy football league. Commissioner Paddy B will be once again giving himself the first pick because he's a cheater.
That's not how that goes. I may have figured out our solution to a hosting site.
No, I'm just kidding.
But,
that was a joke.
Yeah.
And then if you want to help the show, share the show, and then join the contest. If you want to subscribe to this, there are all kinds of Switch rumors coming out every day. If you want to win the newest version of Smash Bros. And the newest Nintendo Switch, first 1,000 subscribers, baby, let's go! Here on the YouTube channel. But we're going to talk about our Need to Nerd and the things that excite us, the nerdy news that excites us, as well as the things that we're going to get into next. First, what are we nerding out about right now? And I'm going to go first. I made a purchase. So, about a month ago, maybe a little less, I was on this podcast with my friend Paddy B. He's like, I really need a new game to get into. I really need to find a new game. And I was like, well, you should just play Red Dead. And Paddy was like, yeah, I should. And I was like, all right. And Red Dead's kind of like the thing that is like my comfort game, so to speak. So what I did is I bought it on Steam so that I can hand Paddy the Xbox copy.
I need to get you back your copy. I noticed. So I noticed that I set up the Xbox for the first time in a while, and I realized I still have your copy of Witcher 3. So
I played Witcher 3 on the Switch, so it didn't bug me.
Okay, cool.
It's another one that I own multiple copies of because I'm a ridiculous human.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought Red Dead for the for Steam, and I'm not gonna lie, I might already be 50 hours in, and there's something about special games, Paddy B, that when you come back to them, it was so funny because I was already replaying Red Dead on the Xbox on and off, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it on Steam. And then we're going to, unlock the cheats, and we're going to try things we've never tried before, and, all this stuff. And I have such a love for that game that outshines even Knights of the Old Republic. It is... a lot of the time I'm playing it while my friend Matt is playing Final Fantasy 14 or whatever the MMO is. And I'm just in awe of it all the time. I'm like, I can't believe that it's this detailed. And I know the controversy behind Red Dead 2 and the insane hours that the developers put in. But I can't imagine getting to be a game developer and be like, I built Red Dead 2. That would be the biggest flex in the world. The biggest flex. Yeah. Anyway, that's the first thing that I'm nerding out about. I got a copy for you, Paddy, whenever you're ready to switch out games.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm ready for what it's worth.
And then my son has gotten super into My Hero Academia Ultra Rumble. It is a Fortnite-like My Hero game for cross-platform. I believe it's on Xbox, Steam, Switch, and it's free to play. And we have, oh my gosh, is it done? Sorry.
You get it loaded up on your Xbox.
That's we'll get into
As
this
we
one later. We'll get into what
okay.
just happened later.
Oh.
But yeah, just kind of like I have never played games like Apex Legends or is it Warzone? I don't know, just like the survival
Mm-hmm.
style, like the battler, the map gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and I'm loving it, man. Like I'm loving it. It is so fun. The team mechanics are really cool. The because you play 3v3. It is such a fun time, dude. And like the characters all have a quirk set. So like they have an a right trigger, a right bumper, and a left trigger move.
Okay.
And then they all have a special quirk move for X. And then the Y is like attack. And it is so fast paced, so different, like than you kind of expect. Like when you play the game, it's all of like searching for items and stuff, and then going on from there. And then like you get into combat, and it's like a different game. You're playing a different game now. And so like getting good at the exploration part was like the first step, and now I'm getting better at combat, and it's a really fun thing to do with Maxwell. Like, he loves every day.
Good old Deco 2.
Thank you. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is, man, our show notes are so backwards because of the way that we do this. But I want to talk about Star Wars Acolyte. As the time of the recording, the way that we do this, for what's worth, is like we do the things that we're nerding on now, the thing we're going to do next, and I put House of the Dragon on my things to do next because after we record, I'm going to go watch it. Patty, you put it on things you're nerding out about now, but you're not nerding about it now. You're literally on the podcast with me right now instead of watching House of the Dragon.
You know what? Maybe I'm actually on the podcast with you now, but it is something that I am currently every week watching as part of what I'm nerding out about.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm still nerding. I did not watch the last week until like Thursday this week because I've been so busy. My sister came over and we watched.
When I worked at Thumbtack, we developed a rule that and we almost implemented. I think we might have implemented this rule at Tanner Labs too. That if you did not watch the episode of Game of Thrones by Wednesday, you're out of luck. Like, we get to talk about it in the office now.
That makes sense. I love that. That's a really good. Now that we kind of have like, it's totally back for what it's worth. That show is just awesome and amazing.
Well, we'll get into it. Yeah. We don't need to.
I'm just saying those are good rules.
Yeah. So speaking of things that come out that you shouldn't talk about on Wednesday because some people might not have the opportunity to watch yet, is Star Wars Acolyte that comes out every Tuesday, and we're gonna get more into Star Wars and like the fandom later in the episode when we talk about the news. But it's been a while since we've done the podcast, and I haven't gotten the chance to talk about this because, like, the last Our Need to Nerd was in May. And I remember watching the first episode of Acolyte and just being like, this is so fun. Like, this is such a departure. The High Republic is so different from the Skywalker saga, from the Rebellion era. Like, it's so different. And you just help me out here. How much of it have you seen, Patty?
Actual 0.
Okay. So, very fun. And it's also, we've talked about this a lot on the show, like how The Mandalorian is like a weekly Western, and how the, different shows occupy, and then different things. You have a drama in the form of Andor and things. And like, they're doing a really good job of providing unique things in the space that aren't just, Skywalker stuff. And this one is in the form of a mystery. And it is really fun. It's really exciting, really good battles, really, like, it's just something that I am excited about every week. And we'll get into something that I'm even more excited about kind of later in the show about it. But I gotta know your next one. Your next one says Fortnite.
Yeah, so with my limited time, I kind of mentioned that I had set the Xbox for the first time in like months and months and months. Like games are going to kind of be the thing that I'll have a little bit of time for, to kind of just like decompress after a show, or what have you. And that has been, I've been playing Fortnite with Shelby. We've been taking turns on the Xbox, and it's been a really good time. Jumping back into a game.
You guys got to download Ultra Rumble and play with me, Maxwell, sometime.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a fantastic idea.
Gotta try it.
Yeah.
What are you playing? Like, what? I know Fortnite has eras, right? Like, is it currently no build? Is it currently build?
Oh yeah, no build. I don't mess around with the build stuff. I'm not a Gen A Alpha Zoomer or whatever. Zoomer. Like these kids going all. I go blast them.
You want shot. It's like shotguns only in Halo 2.
Yeah. That's about it, yeah.
Dude, I gotta get former co-host West and for Smash through co-host Matt Kling. They play Halo with me. So like I had never beaten Halo 3 and they beat it with me. Mm-hmm. And then the second we beat it, West was like, okay, let's load up Halo 4. I was like, that's $40. And I didn't have a job at the time. But I have it now. And I think we gotta get in the Halo streets. But
yeah, you know, I never played, like I would go over like my friends' places, right, and like and play with them there, but like I never played like the campaigns for.
You never played Halo?
Yeah, man.
I'll buy Halo for you. We can play Halo together.
Okay. I watched the TV show.
Can your computer handle Halo?
Maybe, because it's such an old game. Maybe.
Well, the only way to play it is the Xbox One version.
Gotcha.
But it also might be cross-plat.
Okay. Yeah, we'll look into it.
Yeah, we can look into that. I wanted to talk to you about Fortnite, though. Did you know that I have never lost a game of Fortnite?
Wow.
Yeah.
Taking first place every single time?
Yeah, that's what happens when you enter squad mode for the first time, win and never play again.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
I don't know what I was going to say.
You're like, I forgot.
I think that was about the thought. Yeah. So, Fortnite is, it's just been something to quick to decompress after a show or after a really long rehearsal, which if you're in the state of Utah, or northern Utah, we open this Thursday. We got a preview show on Wednesday night. So, yeah, come see Hunchback of Notre Dame at the Murray Amphitheater.
I bought my tickets today.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Tonight we were recording a little later in the evening. I had to set up a lamp too because the lighting is not as favorable. But
you see myself. I always have a lamp right here.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
What's funny is I don't know where this lens flare comes from. Because the light's behind me, so I don't actually know. Anyway, for the audio listeners, they're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, there's always got to be something for the fans on YouTube, who watch us there.
You're gonna RCQ though. Hopefully, we're gonna talk some magical gatherings.
Yeah, just like your tank top that you're wearing.
This is not a tank top. This is a basketball jersey.
Or a jersey. Yeah. Okay. All right. Basketball jerseys are in the style of a tank top. Oh, and you're Team Planeswalkers. Gotcha. I do love the Phyrexians baseball jersey. It's pretty popular, but it looks really sweet. Because of this now, I do have a show on July 20th for what it's worth. My call time is 7:00 though, so maybe I can play at the one up in North Ogden.
Ogden?
It's North Ogden. Yeah, it's that or Logan. So can't do Logan. But that is the last one. I thought that what's their bucket? Mythos was supposed to be on one of those days or one of these Saturdays.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't. So
yeah, so we do have Is Toad and Tricycle, I assume, is the one you're saying?
That's yeah. The Toad and Tricycle's up in Logan.
Yeah, I mean,
in Great North Ogden's.
Yeah, Mythos Games deciding to schedule their RCQ on a Friday is wild to me. And also, that's the day I'm going to your show!
Yeah, baby!
So, for those who know, Magic the Gathering has seasons in competitive Magic. So you have things like, this season is Pioneer Season. If you do get to go to Game Grid North Ogden, what are you going to play?
Probably just birds. I've been playing a lot of Explorer birds. There was someone posted like a link. I have not bought the guide yet for it, but I've been jamming that like Profts build.
Oh, you gonna shout out Nick here in the CCM teacher Discord for that guide?
Yeah, that was sweet. I haven't paid for the guide yet. I haven't but I've been playing the list. Nice. And yeah, it's sweet. Because it's 100% available on Arena, where like the trespass versions, are not. So
I like it. Let's talk about your next one, and we'll just kind of combine here.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm gonna do after the show, the thing that you're excited about every week, is Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales, come along for the Dragon Tales.
Come along, take my hand. Let's all go to Dragon Land. Oh, thank you, PBS.
Dude, the best TikToks. When that show was coming back, the best TikToks. I sent my wife so many of just like, there was a dragon like going like this, Dragon Tales. So, here's the thing, man. We can't spoil it because we have to do a season 2 review.
Yep.
How you feeling?
Man, I called everything that happened in the last episode, and I was mad that I was right. Because in true Game of Thrones fashion, the people that you hate live on, and the people that you love pass on. So...
Can I do a small, it's a non-spoiler, it's a non-story spoiler, but it is technically a spoiler. Is that okay?
I think that's okay. It's a general story about dragons.
It's so interesting when you think of Aegon specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Aegon is, he's not, malicious like Joffrey. He's, just a butthead, right? And, you're not cheering for him.
He's kind of just a big drunk,
He's
right?
just a drunk butthead.
Yeah.
Since he was, 12. Probably shouldn't be drinking that early.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because also drink responsibly, people.
Yes.
And that's why this episode is not for kids.
Yep.
That's why we're not on kids' YouTube. And just the fact that you realize in that episode that Sunfire learned English for him because he didn't learn Valerian is hysterical. What?
Yeah. Yeah, and because of his alcoholism, he wasn't as attentive as his brother in the Valyrian lessons. It's pretty crazy.
Anyway, you loving it though?
I am. It feels like classic Thrones is back, and it's like.
Dude, I don't know if this...
Rhaenyra said it best as with we know what happens. This is about the fall of the House of Targaryen, right? And that no one's really gonna win this because when you bring the dragons together or against each other, it all ends poorly.
I actually had to stop trying to avoid book spoilers for this. I don't know if you did too.
A little bit.
It's you know what? At some point, this is going to get leaked to me.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that you, end up on an episode that is different from the book. And then you watch, a TikTok or a YouTube video that's here's how that's different from the book. And then you go to the algorithm about the book, and you're like, well, what am I supposed to do?
Yes, I'm here now.
There's not, spoiler warnings on every TikTok that's this is about the book.
Yeah. Yep. And they're changing. I know they're changing or giving some characters storylines to different characters,
Oh,
to
they
help
changed a
narrative
bunch
and
from what
stuff.
I
So
understand. I've
yeah,
never read. I have Fire and Blood on audio, and I haven't listened to it yet.
it's probably something I could put on at work. That's not bad. I think we have some Audible credits. I might do that.
Yeah, I have Fire and Blood on Audible and haven't listened to it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, it's hard to find time for me to listen to Game of Thrones books because they are so much more intense than the movies than the shows that it's a little bit difficult to like kind of squeeze it in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when am I supposed to listen? Like, if Maxwell walks into my bedroom at night and somebody's getting raped, R-worded or whatever, like...
Yeah, there are some terrible things that happen in the story, and that are not for kids, and I guess that's one of the things to adapt to when you have kids, right?
Yeah.
You can't just have some of that stuff.
Yeah, so like we listen to me, I listen to audiobooks every night to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And so it's like a lot of Twilight and Aragon and Harry Potter. I think Maxwell, I'm gonna get Maxwell to like start the Lightning Thief together.
Oh, cool.
Just because I've never listened to or read the Percy Jackson books.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to read or listen to Fire and Blood, because this... Don't get me wrong, I love Game of Thrones, but like oftentimes people will ask me like, "Oh, I've never watched Game of Thrones, and I felt like I was too far behind to like get into it. Like, how am I supposed to ever watch it?" And Devoner binged the whole thing last year. I caught her Red Wedding reaction for those who haven't seen it.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Wait, is that like on your Facebook?
I don't know.
Like,
I can send it to you though. It's on
Okay.
my Google Photos.
Yeah, I want to see.
It wasn't that great. She like saw me filming and was like, "Something bad is gonna happen."
Oh man,
But
I should have recorded my sister the other night, because when the bad thing happened last episode for House of the Dragon, like, she was a mess.
but I don't know. I think that for me, the reason I'm so excited for tonight's episode, let me actually back up. 2 episodes ago, Devoner says to me, and we're recording this on 7/14 for those who don't know. Was like, okay, so the rest of this is war. Like, they're at war now.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe. And then we got like halfway through the last episode, and I like paused it, and I was like, this is a long episode, and they haven't started fighting yet. And she's like, it's gonna be so bad. Like, it's gonna be so bad. But the thing is like, this show does a really good job of making impactful moments.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. Like, they're packing so much in, and I really love it.
Yeah, it'll be cool. There's another series I think that is in the works for HBO that focuses on the original Aegon's Conquest, which also sounds just like super interesting to like eventually get to see. So
the other things that you're excited about for your next thing are Acolyte.
Yeah. Mentioned a little bit that I haven't watched a single episode of it yet. I just haven't had time. And I think sometimes I don't know if that might change how I enjoy it, just because like I don't know, sometimes in shows that with pacing stuff, I don't know if that's the case here. Right. But
you don't have to watch all 8 episodes in one day.
I understand that, but it may help with and shift some of the opinions on pacing if you're able to just kind of watch all of them.
I think it'll make the show worse, but I don't know.
You do? Okay.
I would watch an episode a night for 8 nights. They're not that long. Some of them are under an hour.
Okay. Yeah. Oh.
Let's talk about the next one. I tweeted about this. I was going to talk about it on another episode because it's definitely one that we're going to see in the theaters together, Paddy B.
Yeah. I have not been able to cash in my Spencer date this yet, so that's going to be one of them.
Yeah, so we're talking about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, sorry. I'm looking at the notes, but yes, we're definitely gonna go see Deadpool and Wolverine together.
So what's got you excited about this one?
Like, it's got me excited for a Marvel movie again, which like I haven't been in a while, mostly just because there haven't really been any between, the strike and whatnot. But like, I love Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I've loved all the other Deadpool movies, and this one is just kind of shaping up with like, now that Deadpool, this is going to be the first like Deadpool at Disney. So I'm excited to see what they do with that. And the marketing is always just like,
dude,
impeccable.
It's so funny. Like, the marketing for Deadpool is like off the chart. I mean, that's how Ryan Reynolds makes all of his money. He owns a marketing firm.
Yeah.
But like the I don't know if we can say it on YouTube. The jokes about like the nicknames for a certain drug, like,
okay,
going off the rails, and like what's in the context of that, and just I guess Kevin Feige, I think, got interviewed for the first time about it this week, and apparently he's the reason the yellow suit is in the movie. He's like, no, you gotta wear it. Like, there's not like
yeah.
It's so funny because people are like, oh, never been seen. So there actually is a scene. I don't know if it's X2 or X3 where he opens the case and the yellow suit is in there, and he's like, nah.
It's yellow and brown. It's not the yellow and blue one.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. And yeah, I think it's one of those. Yeah.
Is it X3?
Fox. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
One of the early Fox ones in his original run with.
One of my favorite things, though, about this one, I don't know if you saw this, is they were interviewing. They were at the same event, and he's like, yeah, I had announced my retirement from playing Wolverine, and then Deadpool came out 2 months later, and I was like, oh, I made a mistake. And then Ryan Reynolds was like, yeah, I don't know why he said that. Like, this was always going to happen.
Right, the original Deadpool where he had Hugh Jackman's face stapled to him at the end there. Yeah. Ugh. That's so great.
And then your last one is My Hero Season 7. I'm actually behind. I didn't watch yesterday.
Oh. See, I'm still a few. I think we're still a few behind.
So the dub is only one episode behind right now, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I did notice that. That was one great thing about getting the Xbox up again is when I was quarantined for COVID and I binged the entire, seasons 1 through 5.
Yeah.
I had so the Crunchyroll app was like ready to go. So it's like, okay, we can keep this going too.
Yeah.
I'm the perk of just having the Xbox set up. Crazy.
What do you? I will say this. I'm not spoiling anything. My favorite episode of My Hero Academia of all time is in season 7.
Yeah.
And the episode started, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna be another Shigaraki makes me cry episode. And it was not. It was the best episode of the show by so.
For what it's worth, I did watch the episode that you did spoil for me before, the where Bakugo tells Mirko to calm down.
Oh,
and that was pretty great.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's not the same episode.
Yeah.
Not
Shigaraki. Yeah.
Bakugo. So my next needs nerd, for those watching.
Oh, that's what that I see.
For those watching right now, for those who can see my TV, let's see what it says. I can't load it. It's not available yet. You're too early. It says.
You're too early.
College football 25.
Yeah. Nick is also super
Can
excited about
I
that game
just
too.
say,
He's like taking Kansas to the Natty.
from college football 2000 or from NCAA football 2007 all the way. I played on the Wii. I played on the Xbox. I played on the 360. This is like people are like, oh, just play Madden. It's like it's not the same. Like, you think it's the same, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And I walked out of this room earlier, and my son goes, "Mom, Dad just spent $63 on an Xbox game," and she goes, "Oh, can you play that tonight?" Like, she already knew what was happening.
Yeah.
I've been preparing my wife for months.
It's like, hey, listen.
Like, you need to understand that this was my game. Like, before I was like a total nerd, I was like a total nerd about like college and NBA and the NBA and the NFL. Like, I nerded out so hard about this type of stuff, and I would play when I was homeschooled in like 9th grade. Oh man, so it was even before I was. It was like 2004. So like, I was playing like. I made it a goal to like break every NCAA record in that game.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And I did it. Like, I broke every NCAA record. 13-time national championship in Dynasty mode. Like, I love this game. Yeah, I might cry. Like, I'm going to not spend nearly as much time or nearly enough time enjoying it. But, like, I already told Maxwell he can play with me. Like, yeah. I can't wait to just show him, like, oh, yeah, you think you can stop the run? Oh, you think you can stop the pat? Like, it's going to be high-flying Oregon Ducks football, baby. Let's go!
I still think one of my favorite, as a, go Utes, the Brian Johnson NCAA 2010, I think was the year, that one. That was pretty sweet. That was like really cool to have, a local player on the cover. Have you seen the like TikToks with the Big 12 like promos and how they're all like going crazy, and then the BYU guys just like
You that one's pretty funny. I will say though that like from Big 12 Media Day, Cosmo won the mask. He always wins, to be fair.
Cosmo is a pretty great mascot.
Like, it's crazy what having like having like, Cosmo's boosted up they were getting super nerdy about college football right now, but Cosmo's boosted up by having like what is it, like a 26-time national championship dance team as your backup dancers. Like, that seems not fair. Like,
yeah, I've been to BYU games at Lavelle Edwards. Cosmo is he's a good mascot.
Yeah, he's a good one. I like Puddles though. Puddles is
pretty goated.
The comedy of Puddles is.
Yeah.
Last night we were laying in bed. I was so excited for this. I was looking at all the pictures of my daughter in her duck costume that doesn't fit her anymore.
Oh,
but there's one where she like raises her fist in the air with me and she goes, "Go Ducks!" And it's like,
that's great. That's sad. You're gonna have to get her a new duck costume.
Oh, dude, for real.
Yeah.
Have you seen that duck costume? It's the cutest thing in the whole world.
I've seen it.
It's the literal cutest thing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about nerd news. The first one's pretty sad.
Yeah.
And honestly upsetting. I have been an Xbox guy forever. Like everybody who knows me, I prefer the controller. I think that Game Pass is like one of the greatest values we'll see after what the changes that they have coming. I didn't want to talk about that this episode because we were already going to talk about sad Xbox stuff. But they bought Activision with the Blizzard Activision acquisition.
Uh-huh.
And they announced that there would be a Crash 5 game, which was already in development, so I don't know why they announced it. But then they canceled it, allegedly. It's not officially canceled yet, but as of today, devs working on it have said it's canceled.
Okay.
And I'm not a huge Crash guy. My wife is, though. I bought her the Crash trilogy for Switch. I bought her Crash 4 for Switch. I just...
Crash and Spyro?
Spyro hasn't been canceled yet. So the new Spyro game is apparently still in the works. Okay. Only the Crash game seems to have been canceled.
I thought... for some reason, I thought Spyro was a PlayStation exclusive.
No. I mean, it was back when Activision did that. Gotcha. So was Crash.
Okay.
But Activision is now owned by Microsoft.
Right. Okay.
We also have the Spyro trilogy on Switch for my wife. We were originally going to buy it for Xbox, but when it came out for Switch, we bought it for Switch.
That seems like a better way to play that game for what it's worth.
Yeah. But yeah, Crash 5 being canceled comes out today, as of today, allegedly, it's upsetting. Like, I think that the Crash trilogy, like, all of them have sold over 5 million copies of, like, the remakes that they've done for, like, the Switch, the Xbox and stuff, and, like, I don't know what numbers you're looking for to, like, make a Metroid Prime or Metroid Dread, the newest Metroid game for Nintendo only sold like I think 3 million copies, and like the remakes of the Crash games are selling 5 million. I don't know, man. Did you play Crash at all? Or are you
so that is, you know, how we just talked on this episode about how I didn't really get to play Halo. That was one where I played a little bit at friends' houses, but we never owned the system.
You don't have a PlayStation?
Pass over it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's go on to the next one, though. Zelda news. So, as of our last recording, a new Zelda game was announced. I don't want to dive into, like, you know, the awesomeness that getting to play Zelda in a Zelda game is, but that's pretty cool. But it was either today or yesterday they are confirming that there are more playable characters than just Zelda in this game. And I haven't seen who the characters are, but we already got the Zelda, and maybe we get more, and that just seems sweet to me.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I did see that trailer for the Zelda game, like Ganon sends Link off, and Zelda gets to save the day.
She's got to go save it. Link needs help, Paddy.
Yeah, he does.
I think this happened last week. Going to the next one.
Yeah, I don't know when. I feel like this had been rumored for a pretty long time.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about how the Jon Snow show was like supposed to follow his character post the events of Game of Thrones, which looked like it was going to be like a really cool idea, and people love Jon Snow and Kit Harington, but that show's been canceled. I thought it was canceled like ages ago.
Yeah, so the reason I'm putting it here is because Kit finally talked about it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so basically what happened is they had recording issues because I think Kit was doing movies and other English dramas and like things like that. And then they just couldn't agree on a story.
Yeah.
Like there was creator differences, I think, between Kit and the writers.
Yeah, I thought this happened in April.
That Kit came out and said this?
Yeah.
Well, what? Then why am I talking about it now?
It's on your mind because we were talking House of the Dragon.
Yeah, but I just learned about this month.
Oh. I feel like we talked about this news.
Well, so, no. The last time we talked about House of the Dragon or not House of the Dragon, the behind the scenes, or not behind the scenes. You're listening to the show every week, or hopefully, listen every week. It's pretty good. We talked about the Jon Snow show potentially coming out this year and next year. Originally was its plan.
Okay.
And then we were like, we had talked about the delays.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
I did not. Listen, man. Since I started my job, my brain is mush. I don't know what's going on in the world sometimes. But this, when I learned that a few weeks ago, I was like, am I happy or sad? The Arya show, I think we already knew got canceled. Right?
I did not know that was, not sure. I didn't think there was one, but that's cool.
Oh, all right. Well, there we go. Jon Snow show. If you didn't know, now you know. Not happening.
It made sense for a Jon Snow story because it's in Westeros, and Arya was going to travel outside of Westeros. So, it would have been interesting to see her story. Keeping it with the things that people know seems pretty valuable.
The next thing that I want to talk about, I'm so excited to have seen this shift. And I have been leading this shift since I was 12 years old, Paddy B.
Go off.
Dude, for those who don't know, I've been a hating Christian sin lover and protector since the beginning. I did the same thing for Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man. And I, because of our friend Mason Clark, have just become a person that just believes in just talking about what you love. And one of the things that we talked about on this podcast a lot of times through history is that nobody hates Star Wars more than a Star Wars fan. And people are done with it. They are leaving haterade YouTube channels in droves. I just want to say, we're done. If you're listening to this and you're like, Spencer, I don't know what you're talking about. Act like it sucks, and here's the 300 reasons it sucks, and it breaks canon and all this crap. It's like, shut up. I don't care. I enjoy it, and I'm going to talk about it because I enjoy it, and you can shut up. And that's the attitude that a lot of Star Wars fans have now taken on social media, that they're just like, I just think that you don't like Star Wars and you should stop watching it. Because all you do every time a Star Wars project comes out is complain about it. So just stop watching it. Just don't consume something that you hate. And I love it. It was so funny too. I won't name the creator, but a creator's like, I have never seen the community so unified in their hatred of something. About the first episode of Acolyte. And the entire community is like, what are you talking about? We don't feel this way. Get out of your haterade bubble and realize that we all loved it.
Yeah. I think a lot of that too, you've got these outside forces, and it's kind of crazy that the pressure, you mentioned, if you don't like it, don't watch, stop watching Star Wars if you're just going to hate on it. But the outside pressure of how big Star Wars has been in the past, right? Societally, and how big a piece of media it is, that there may be this outside kind of pressure for people to feel like they have to watch, and you don't. That's you don't have to be a Star Wars fan, and you don't have to watch what you like.
And all of my favorite things dunking on this are if people, I remember 10 years ago I was like, I think A New Hope is the worst Star Wars movie, and people were like, you're an insane human, how could you ever say that? It's literally, it defined Star Wars. It's did it? What in A New Hope defined what the rest of Star Wars was? It laid the foundation for the fact that there were some Jedi, that, Anakin Skywalker was part of the Clone Wars. It didn't the acting was terrible. The script was terrible. It had to get re-edited 8 times. Don't get me wrong. I love A New Hope. I love all of Star Wars. But, like, I don't know who said it, but somebody was like, you don't dislike the new Star Wars. You miss being a child. You miss the feeling that Star Wars gave you when you were a child, and you're not a child anymore. And Star Wars is not going to fix that. It's not going to make you a child again.
Yeah.
And, like, it's okay. We all try to escape from something through escapism. Like, we've done a podcast on escaping through gaming. We've done a podcast on different ways to escape on this show.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, go into things without expectations and you will be happier. And I just want to shout out to the millions and millions of Star Wars fans that are finally in my corner, because I feel like I am always beating the drum of shut up, and it's finally happened. So thank you.
That's exciting.
It feels good, man. Like, I've been like, man, I can't be a part of the Star Wars fandom. Everybody's so negative. And, like, I think it took a show like this that has a black female as the lead that just puts its foot down and says, stop it.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't go woke. I hate to break it to you, but Princess Leia is way more woke than every character that has ever been in Star Wars since her.
Yeah. It's like the people that are calling it woke are ready for the new galactic empire.
Yeah. Anyway,
so
I want to talk about the next thing on our list, which is already getting review bombed again.
Yeah. See, I was excited, kind of in that same vein of like getting excited for something that you love, right? Like, I've loved Marvel movies and all the TV shows. I've just like
haven't watched
they've been okay. I understand that, like, but I have, and like I have not been upset with with the TV shows as much as people have been.
Well, we're talking about Captain America: Brave New World, and for what it's worth, this is one of the best Marvel TV shows. Literally,
the Captain America TV show was so good.
It was
absolutely
a masterpiece. So
very, very good. So yeah, we got a new trailer, kind of teasing Red Hulk a little bit, which it's also some more Star Wars connections. Seeing Harrison Ford, that'll be fun and interesting. And then along with that, I'm also excited for we got a trailer for Agatha All Along. The Agatha character was one of the best parts. Hold on.
You can't just gloss over Captain. Like, what are you excited about for Captain America?
Just like they're kind of the same thing. I'm kind of combining them because
don't combine them. I'm not excited for the other one.
You're not excited for the other one? Oh man. Oh. Okay.
Listen, man. Well, I'm glad you're excited for Agatha All Along.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I understand that you didn't like Doctor Strange and the WandaVision magical
WandaVision
stuff.
was fine. It was fine. I thought the Agatha parts. I don't know.
Agatha was one of the best parts of that show.
In your opinion, that is true. Here's the thing, man. Like, I'm glad that you're excited about it. I just don't want to combine them if we're going to talk about them. I want to talk about how excited I am for Brave New World. And, I haven't seen the trailer yet. And I saw that the trailer... I was going to put it on this list, but then saw that it was getting review bombed. And was like, I don't want to talk about the review bombs. So I guess we're talking about Star Wars anyway. So, let's go for it. Here's the thing, man. I love him. I think that he is great. Every interview he's in, everything he does for Captain America, we're
talking about Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie. Okay. I just love him. I think he's hysterical. I've loved him since the very first time I saw him on screen as Falcon, and I thought that everything that he did in Falcon and Winter Soldier was, if all of Marvel TV was that good, I would just watch Marvel TV like I watch Star Wars. Mm-hmm. It was too good, and I can't wait for this movie.
Yeah, it'll be sweet. There's been a lot of things through the TV shows that they've been teasing that like
I
we're
also
gonna
didn't
get.
watch She-Hulk though. So is Red Hulk and isn't She-Hulk red and green?
No,
Oh, Red
Red
Hulk.
Hulk is so I you didn't get to see, we haven't seen Red Hulk yet, but it is the general's character.
Oh, it is Harrison Ford.
Yeah. Um
Okay.
and so that it's kind of tying in the other um the other Avengers team that is like Captain whatever. I can't even remember the name of these. It's got like the Russian hero
Oh, got it. Got
uh,
it. Okay.
and um,
Red Star, is that his name?
something like that. It's been ages since I've seen those. But Florence Pugh's character as well, like it's the kind of
Oh, oh,
like the
oh!
not it's like the
Like the
Suicide Squad
bad
team.
guys, the
The
bad
bad
guys,
guys, yeah.
big guys. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm all right, I'm more excited now.
So I think that's gonna get us into that, and I do love Anthony
All right,
Mackie. So
talk to me about Agatha all along. Why should I watch this?
man, I don't know if you didn't like. So can you tell me why you didn't think Agatha was like one of the better parts of the WandaVision series? Just like, I mean, granted, it's a lot right now.
You're not gonna like the answer.
Okay.
So I have this problem a lot with Superman, where Wanda is broken. And thus they must come up with some weird reason why something would be a problem for her. And I just don't find the gimmicks interesting. Like, I don't. Okay, she's got magic like Wanda, and she's tricking her to get her power.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, was the problem is that here's the thing. Wanda's never gonna lose. It's never gonna happen. And thus I just find the content the problem is that WandaVision was really interesting, where she's like creating this alternative world and stuff, and it's like,
yeah.
I don't even know that it needed a villain is the problem. Like, it didn't need Agatha. Like, they literally just could have been like, hey, like, you're ruining this town's lives. You need to stop. And that could have been a moral dilemma that could have pushed the show forward. Instead, they're like, oh, there's a bad guy. And it's like, why? Like, why? What is the point in it? I guess that was my problem.
Well, I mean,
also, I'm glad you like it. I just want to be clear that I don't mind that you like it. I enjoyed watching WandaVision.
For what it's worth, this is like one of the last shows with the old, like, I think there's been a bunch of reshoots and stuff for it. So it still is kind of the old guard Marvel TV, which, you know, some people aren't going to like, but I am excited for it. And I think that actress, Catherine something, is very talented, and it will be cool to see her do her own thing. It's kind of like getting excited for Venom stuff, like with seeing the anti-hero and do good work.
If you want to make me watch Agatha all along, you can do that. You just leave a YouTube comment and say, your show must review this TV show. And I'll do it. Like, I'll watch it. But I'll need to watch, like, a lot of Marvel, because I'm so, like, I didn't watch She-Hulk, I didn't watch Moon Knight, I didn't watch...
Yeah. You should watch Moon Knight. I enjoyed She-Hulk, not a lot of people did. You also don't... they are like independent enough
Didn't
of
they
each
bring
other.
back Daredevil in that one?
They did, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I also didn't watch the Netflix Marvel stuff, so.
Oh, Netflix Daredevils are very good.
I watched some of that while I was working at the Thumbtacks. All right, but yeah, if you want to leave a comment on the YouTubes or on those Spotify questions, let us know what you want us to talk about, and then leave a review on Spotify or YouTube or iTunes, Apple Podcasts, I guess, and help us out. Patty B, where can people find you?
They can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at PattyBMTG. And one of these days, when I'm not crazy full of time, I'll record some more TikToks.
Some more. I'm gonna record a TikTok tomorrow. On at I think it's at Heezy Game. I think it's what would be my personal one, but I gave it to the podcast.
We have
no, it's at Need to Nerd Pod. That's right. Yeah, that's right. There we go. It's been so long, baby. You got me flustered. You can also follow me at Spencer13Heezy on TikTok. I haven't posted in a while, but Spencer13H for personal stuff, and then at Heezy Game on X or Twitter. Patty B, are we recording next week?
We should. Yes, I don't have any more promotional work to do on a Sunday night, so we should be good to.
So next week we'll talk about how to find things to watch when you're out of them. Thank you everybody so much for listening. We'll see you guys on next time with another episode of the Need to Nerd podcast. Patty B, I gotta go watch House of the Dragon.
Me too. Okay, bye.
Bye.